Welcome back to Maginger Customs. We're in the garage. We're doing something different today. It's cold, guys. I live in Connecticut, and it's November, and it's gonna snow soon. So every single person that's got a plow is scrambling to get their plow on, and they're remembering that their plow's broken from the year before, or they just put it on and realize, hey, it is broken. So a good friend of ours, Bill, called me up. He's like, Dave, I need help. So when a friend asks you for help, you got to help your friend. So this is what we're doing today. That right there, that's a problem. This is where the piston lifts, and that is no bueno. So basically, this thing folds in like that, and then basically it's just gonna drop this thing into the street. So we're gonna use everything we got today. Plasma table, plasma cutter, death wheels, welders, and we're getting after it. So let's just get to it. All right, so first thing we gotta do is determine what the hell happened here. It looks like it happened on the weld on the inside. So maybe it was either too hot or this isn't strong enough. So we kind of brainstormed some ideas, and you guys know how we do things at Maginger Customs. We use what we have. So Bill scrounged for some metal, and that's what he found. It's 3 by, I don't know, 5-ish. It's a 1/4 inch. Should be stronger than what's there. So what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to put it from here to here on the inside, but then underneath, I'm going to strap her down tight against the framing. Kind of like that, but lower down. And then we're going to use the plasma table to cut out some new mounts, mount them in here, nice and strong. And we're going to blast it all together. I mean, how hard could it be? I say that all the time, and I'm like, man, this is hard. In between the bars coming back is about 12 1/4 inches. This doesn't have to be exact. This thing can kind of move up and down a little bit. It's not really going to affect the functionality of the plow. So weapon of choice is the arccaptain cut 50. This thing should handle the 1/4 inch no problem. It's internally regulated. It's got good protection on the regulator. You just kind of plug your line into it. It's got a carry strap. The thing's super light, so if you're on the job site, I don't know if you guys want one of these, but we're going to be doing a giveaway of this exact unit. Well, not this exact unit. This one's mine and you can't have it. So in an upcoming video, we're going to give one of these away. It'll be shipped directly from arccaptain. But it's a cut 50. It's a nice unit. Digital display, 2T, 4T. Cuts up to 50 amps. Got a nice pliable torch. So if you guys want one of these, we're going to be doing the budget plasma cutter shootout. So it's going to be all the plasma cutters that were sent to the channel, plus this one, which it's mine. And we're going to kind of just put them all together, tell you what we like, what we don't like, where we think value is. And in that video somewhere, we're going to give you information on what you need to do. You're just going to have to put a comment with a specific word. And then we'll use a random comment generator. And I'm going to send one of these to you guys. Arccaptain's actually going to send it directly to you. You know, it's lower 48 states. You guys know the drill. US only kind of thing. Blah, blah, blah. You know, all the legal mumbo jumbo. So here we go. All right, I've had entirely too much coffee. So let's just see how this goes. Now we're not going to cut it all the way to the end because we want this flange on here, right? Man, guys, stay away from caffeine if you're going to try to cut things with your hands straight. Shaking like an addict. Here we go. Honestly, this thing made quick work of that. And I love this machine. So, we're gonna flip this over, we're gonna take these ears off. This thing's gonna fall right into where the other one is. Obviously when we cut it, it's gonna drop down into the same exact spot. So then all we really gotta do is kind of fancy this up, because we wanna tie this in here on the bottom and stitch it in. And that thing should be super strong. I don't see why it wouldn't. That's a good sized piece. And then we'll get over to the plasma table and cut that stuff out. Man, it's cold out here. Toot toot. Well, this is how it came out. That's been broken for quite a while. I'm not even sure how that didn't drop the plow. That's pretty bad. So you gotta clean this up, clean that up, get the paint off it, and drop this thing in. Basically drops in the same exact spot. Then we gotta clean up the bottom so it sits nice and flat. And we gotta put these gusset mounts in there. Alright, well, I completely screwed up. And when I made the original mounts, I made them 1.1 or 1.01 because I actually was measuring the cylinder instead of the cross piece. So this is 1/2 inch, a little over half. You know, when I screw up, I want to show you guys this screwed up. So anyway, I had to cut some new ones on the plasma table. Not that big of a deal. Slows me down a little bit. Not like I have anything else to do, right? Yeah, right. All right. So we're gonna work the bottom of this. We're gonna get this base plate cut and shaped the way we want it so it fits up in there, and then we're gonna mark these out. All right. So I just cleaned it up, flattened it out so I can get the piece in there. So measuring basically from this flange down on each side. This frame isn't technically square. I mean, they must have made it in a jig, but it's a little twisted. It doesn't really matter for what it is. And then we just measured in kind of 1 inch here to the end of the plate, 1 inch, and then we made a line. I'm going to show you that on the plate. We're going to cut it with the old arccaptain cut 50. All right, I set up just the square as the kind of a fence, and hopefully I'm just gonna be able to, you know, drag her along it, you know, whoop, zip, and we'll see how it goes, and hopefully this will work out. If not, we'll have to make another one. Can't even be mad at that. That was awesome. This machine works pretty good, guys. I like it. Even with my shaky hands. That came right off perfect. Wow. Alright, cool. That's cool. That works. So we're going to flip it around, do the same thing on the other side. You guys don't need to watch that. Well, story time with Dave. In trying to make this as big and beefy as I could, I ran into some interference where if this cylinder was all the way down, which I don't even think it can be, it will hit. So what we're going to do is I marked it, and I'll freehand that out with the plasma cutter. Do the best I can, and then I'll block them together and shape them together. We'll just knock it off. I don't feel like redesigning it again in the plasma table. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't want to cut more pieces. We're gonna use what we got, and we're gonna put this arccaptain to work. This thing's working overtime today. So back to the plasma cutter. At this point in the program is where I decide I'm going to take artistic license and just kind of, you know, get a little crazy with it, get a little funky. Here's a tip: if you're locking down with your locking pliers, you can ground from there. Fun fact. All right, have at it. I murdered my nice brackets, but we'll clean them up. They'll look fine. You know, or they won't. It's underneath a plow. Who's going to care? So basically now we got plenty of room in there. And, you know, these aren't actually welded or anything. Let me see if I can get you in here. But, I mean, that's kind of the general idea. You know, everything has to be squared up and all that. But that thing should be way stronger than it was. And there's plenty of room for that piston to move. So I'm going to start tacking, making some marks here. And we're going to square up one side and tack it, and then we're going to square up the other side and tack it. Let's talk about what straight is. So if the cylinder is straight, the mount is offset to the side. So it favors the left side almost an inch. So how much does that even matter? I guess it doesn't. I called Bill to come over, and he's on his way. I don't want him to sign off on anything before I really burn it in, because, you know, if he has an opinion either way, he may not. I don't think it even makes a difference. I think I could tap it back into the center. The piston would be how it was from the factory with a little bit of a tilt to it. The top is worn here from it being canted, you know. How precision are plow frames? No one cares, right? The guy who built the one I bought for my, I bought a plow Jeep with a plow frame on it, and the guy put it together with a stick welder, and there's not a single thing straight on it, and it works awesome. All right, guys, I just had Bill stop over just to kind of like verify, you know, if I favor one side on the cylinder because the frame's not super straight, he's okay with that. He doesn't seem to care either way as long as the thing's functional. Fine. So I give myself a tack where things are going to go, and then I just broke it off so I can square it up, and then I'll make sure that the pin fits through. All right, guys, so basically we're all tacked in, so she's not moving. You got to make sure that this, you know, your piece here is going to be able to just move around. You can get it in and out easy. This is kind of wallowed out on this side, the pin, so Bill's going to grab a new pin. But we're going to make sure that as we're welding, this thing is still free moving, right? As long as it can still do this, we're okay. That means we're not going to flex too much. So we're gonna really give it hell, run it hot, and make sure that this thing gets good penetration and cannot rip off. Time lapse time. She welds nice, guys. That little welder works great for the money. It's incredible. So anyway, end result, I'm gonna throw some paint on it. Already got the pin in it. He needs a new hairpin, but we'll throw one in it anyway. But all set. Well, all right, guys, that's gonna do it. When your friends need help, you help them. That's just the way it goes. Like and subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Hit us up on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We started a second channel. If you guys want to check that out, we're going to put, you know, all the bike stuff on it. We're going to build bicycles, things that we wouldn't do automotive, but we still build. We're going to put on that. A couple things of note. If you want one of these arccaptain plasma cutters, we're going to give one away on this channel when we do the budget plasma cutter shootout. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to buy some arccaptain equipment, that welder, this one, I got a TIG. I got a 5% off coupon in the description, so you guys can click that. And arccaptain is doing a Black Friday sale right now. So if you jump on it, you can buy package deals that are heavily discounted. So go check out arccaptain online. You can check them out on at their website, which is in the description, or you can check them out on Amazon. Just remember, guys, if I can do this, you can do this. Thanks for watching.